That's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. That's a song called The Apartment Song. You may think it's called Lonely Tonight, but it's not. It's called The Apartment Song. That's from an album called Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. And Tom Petty is visiting Ireland in June. And arguably the best rock and roll band in the world. I'll be there, and I know Mr. Coyle will join me for a weekend of rock and roll. This is what you really want.
Will you make a New Year's resolution?
I've already made them. I was talking to the fat boy.
Make another one for me and Janet.
Okay, what's that?
Would you please?
Okay.
Will you the two of you please stop talking about wages?
I don't talk about
this
wages.
year. Yes,
I don't talk
yes,
about wages.
Please stop it. The two of you.
I
want more money. The two of you are at it. It's horrible to listen to.
Listen, I'm not at it. He talks about it.
No more talk.
Gregory Campbell gives him a hard time.
Don't pick him. No, I'm at it now. Stop it. Look, there's Janet sneezing.
It's all your fault you made her sneeze.
There you are.
But you don't like that because you don't get any wages. That's what's wrong with you. You see, but you know this, it's futile to talk about it. But you see, I think it's important that...
That was a good opener, by the way.
Thank you.
I like that. That's a
right.
very good opener.
I was talking to Nolan there, the fat boy, and I'm going to make a resolution not to call him the fat boy anymore. I'll just call him the oval one. The oval one, I was talking to him, and he asked me in what way I've changed.
No, don't, please.
Now, I want to ask you,
Please.
have you noticed a change in me in this past day or two?
Yes.
Yeah.
You seen it, Janet?
There's a great falseness about you.
I was going to say serenity.
Janet says your colour.
What?
Is it a different colour?
He's quite tan. Was he away? He's very tan.
Janet said were you sprayed?
No, I've left those days behind me. There was a time, and
You see, you're right because you're wearing a white T-shirt, a white top, and it's open right down to your
navel.
Well,
my naval outfitters.
so you must have got a wee. You must be.
No.
You were at yourself last night. You know what I mean? You were.
I haven't done that for years. Listen, one of the things that's important now, you're looking at me, and I know what you're thinking. Janet's looking at me and saying, look at how young he looks. Isn't that what you're thinking, Janet? And you're probably thinking, how have I achieved this in so short a time? Because the last time Janet saw me was before the holidays, I think, wasn't it? Janet's been off for a week. And she deserves it.
Do you see there's fear now about the injections?
Oh, that doesn't affect me in any way. The Botox?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't affect me in any way because I have never gone down that road. And I know you've been tempted, but you're afraid your eyebrow might separate itself. See, what happens, what would you do if you get Botox? See, what happens is one eyebrow stays up and the other one goes down. You're like a kind of a ski slope.
Why?
Well, it's to do with the rigidity of the facial muscles. See, what happens is if you get an injection of Botox, you may think to yourself, "Why does he know so much about this?" But I study things, you know. I look at things and I read things for the benefit of this program, so I'm able to talk about them when the subject comes up. If you get a little Botox injection in your forehead, right?
Right.
You don't necessarily get the same amount of Botox all over the entire span of your forehead, and of course, your span of your forehead is much greater than most. You see, what happens is that you would get an injection up there, which would cause your muscles to contract a little, thereby
Pulling the eyebrow up?
Pulling the eyebrow up a little.
But I never had a high eyebrow.
No, but you only have one eyebrow.
But it was never very high.
I know, but what I'm saying is if you get that done, it would maybe pull part of your eyebrow up and leave the other part the way it is. You know, if you have a monobrow. But see, that would look like a ski slope.
Right.
I hope you don't think I'm laughing
Looked
at your
like
eyebrow.
Shipley Street in Derry.
See, people don't realise the Shipley Street is a slippery street to
Yeah.
slide upon.
Yeah.
It's one of the steepest streets in Europe, actually. And it's almost perpendicular. And in many ways...
It's the steepest commercial street in Europe.
It is indeed. And many of the muscular legs that you see around Derry Stoke Londonderry are directly attributable to trekking up and down that street. I myself went up a number of times because that's the way I used to go to the Dole. When the Dole was in a different place. Whenever everybody was on it. Right. Anyway, I was talking to the oval one, and I was saying that I have changed, and I have changed in many ways. But the most important way I've changed, and during the course of our interview the other day, I think you hit upon it when you realised that there was a softer person inside me than the hard carapace that you see. I'm going to grab life by the scruff of the neck, Sean. You know, this is no rehearsal. This is the real thing. I'm going to live every day as if it's my last. Look at Janet, she's taken in by this. Every minute, as if it's my last. I'm going to wring the last bit of enjoyment out of everything I do. And see what I'm doing today. I'm sitting here talking. I'm savouring every word that's going on.
Right, tonight, what's planned for tonight?
Going to watch a TV.
You see?
But people are worried about my level of competence and expertise. Hold on, let's start the programme. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Oh, no, hold on a minute. We were on yesterday.
I watched Munich last night.
Munich? Great movie. Great movie. And a friend of ours was there.
Oh, yes, at the time.
Charlie Nash.
Yes,
Charlie Nash, the only man from Derry-Stoke-Londonderry who ever fought for the world title and nearly won it. But he was there in Munich, and he's very interested to talk to Charlie about that because he did.
There were others there too as well.
I know, but nobody
from the town.
From the town?
Yeah.
What town is that? This town?
The city. Yes.
Who else was there?
As far as I know, there was another. Was there not another boxer there? Was
I don't know.
Neil McLaughlin not there?
Anyway, the Olympic Village was full of Derry people. But they knew how to get out of the way because they had vast experience of people dropping in on
But
them.
it was
But sad,
harrowing,
harrowing and sad, and all those words that you can't find. Happy New Year to this person is worried about. No, I'm going to drag every moment out of my life because I don't have long left, and I have longer than you. I know.
Well, here,
because your heart will get you.
Why don't you start off just by saying sorry for the past, and take Janet and Emma
and you.
You can leave me if you want. Take the girls out for a meal this weekend to make up for what you didn't do this last year.
No, I can't go down that road.
Huh?
I can't go down that road.
Why don't you do that?
No, I'm not doing it because it's a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you've won. No, I'm not going to do it, no, because the opposition I've had from the staff from this programme from day one has been spectacular. And I don't want to lose the momentum because if I break down and buy you food and drink, you'll...
No, leave me out of it.
No, you'd be like a spider eating its young. You'd turn on me because you'd realise that I'm weak.
See, no excuse. He's not getting that. I don't want anything from you.
No, but see, I couldn't bring the staff out and leave you behind.
But I'm refusing your offer, so it's all right.
There is no offer. A person is... Now, let's start the programme. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the programme. It shall continue like this until 12 o'clock, and then someone else will come on. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme, and indeed many of you do, on a regular basis, for different reasons. 0845.
I couldn't sell him that.
What?
No. What?
A message has come in?
I've shown it to Janet.
What does it say?
No,
Go on,
No.
Read it.
No.
I can take it.
No.
Read it.
No.
Janet, read that letter.
No, Janet above all couldn't read it.
Is it dirty?
Yes. It's
That's
filthy.
okay. Well, read it then.
No.
The number to ring is 08. How dirty is it? On a scale of 1 to 10?
But it's accurate. That's
on a scale of... On a filth scale from 1 to 10, what is it, 8?
I would say a very comfortable 8, yeah.
Maybe verging on a 9?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. Let me know if you get a 10. I want to bring it home. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678. I take it that's a text message.
Yes.
See, most of the filthy text messages we get are via text. It's 81771 if you can think of a 10. And the email address, if you send me an email, I'm the only one who sees it. You see, you can tell by the conversation we're having at the moment that all texts go through his eyes, and indeed Janet sees them. I don't see them at all. But if you send me an email, I'm the only one who sees it. So if you want to say something nice and you want it for my eyes only, it's jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk.
People are contacting the programme to say that they're having some difficulty hearing the programme.
I wonder why.
You've dropped out.
Sorry?
Off air in certain areas.
Oh, really? I didn't know
so.
about that.
Yes.
Maybe perhaps Ken will give us a
Ken
heads up.
be notified?
Ken's having his breakfast somewhere down in a city centre cafe, so he will not be concerned about that. The only thing he'll be concerned about is whether there's enough grease on his bacon. Hi, New Year. People are concerned about my lack of expertise at the controls. Hi, New Year, Gerry, to you and Sean, plus, of course, the essentials, Janet and Emma. Just a short note about drag and drop. I think he's referring to the procedure yesterday whereby I was trying to get a song from the machine onto the machine that plays it and failing miserably. I'm afraid you're not getting very good instructions, and I could visualize why it was not working for you. So when you locate the item you want on your screen to drag and drop, you left mouse click and hold the left mouse button down as you drag the item to...
But you know how to click and
I
drag.
couldn't do it yesterday. Left mouse click and hold the left mouse button down as you drag the item to the new location, at which time you release the left mouse button, then dropping the item into its new location. If you simply left mouse click but do not hold the button down, the item will not follow the cursor, despite the powerful emphasis Sean puts on the word drag, and despite the number of times he says it. That's a man from Vancouver Island.
Excuse me.
Yes.
When I was trained by Ken, Ken told me to drag slowly. That was Ken's word. Ken's a qualified engineer. And Ken says, drag slowly across the screen.
I'm just looking at the shared area in our machine here. I'm looking at all the little items that I can drag over. I'm thinking about dragging over this one. It's called Dairy Priest Two-Way.
There's a call for you in one.
Yes, that'll be interesting. Hold on a second. Let me just try and drag something over. Hold on a minute. See, there's me doing it. You see, that's been deleted, that one. Hold on a second. Right. That's been deleted as well. Who deletes these things? You know, there's a whole kind of...
You see, it could be it could be a couple of days old. There's a time span on them, you see. So.
It's a sell-by date, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't do that.
Well, when do you talk to Sam?
Something stops me from dragging stuff. I don't know what it is. Hello, good morning, Sam.
Morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, not so bad. I was wondering if you could explain why it is, if you listen to radio, TV, or anything broadcasting, the programmes are supposed to finish at a certain time and somebody else starts at a certain time. They always are exactly on time, unless the one.
Yeah, well, that's why we have Radio Times, and indeed, in
that's
terms
why.
of...
But why is it the Nolan show always runs over 1, 2, 3 minutes into your programme? It's the only programme I know that runs over onto somebody else. Any other station, any other broadcasting thing that you listen to is always exactly on time, unless he has to interrupt and have somebody else's programme every day.
Yes, and in my experience as a broadcaster, which has been, well, broad, I've never come across a situation like that. But because I'm a new person now, and because I no longer have that fire of ambition that fires Nolan, I have to say that there's only one reason why he lapses over into my programme for about maybe 2-3 minutes. That's just because he's a big, fat, egomaniacal lump of bacon. That's why he does it.
Another reason is because you let him away with it.
I will not object to a man doing that because it's not comely. It's not becoming of me to object because that would seem that I would be the same as him. I just want to expose him for what he is. If he had his way, he'd be on here until 11.
I didn't even 12.
No, he wants to be on all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, you sound very... He sounds very like somebody.
Yeah, he does. Let
He
him
sound
talk
like-
again.
Has he been probed by aliens recently?
That's who he sounds like.
I think he does. Have you been probed by aliens recently?
No.
Oh, so you're not the person we think you are then. He sounds like fancy.
He's fancy.
Are you fancy?
No, definitely not, no.
You sound like fancy. It sounds like fancy. It sounds like fancy. It speaks like fancy. Therefore, it must be fancy. But it may not be fancy.
Definitely not.
You're not fancy.
No.
Well, you see, I can't explain that. You see, isn't it as well I'm tolerant? Can you imagine doing that to Wendy?
No,
Wendy would scratch you with her nails. But you see, I'm tolerant because, you know, I've been there and done that. And I realise he's just foolish. So I just let him go, you know, because these people will learn eventually that it doesn't matter.
I think so.
Anyway, does it upset you?
Well, it's just that I don't listen to him, and whenever you switch over at 10:30 to hear this running and spell going on, you know, people shouting down the phone 3 or 4 at the one time, which is not really needed in this country, I don't think.
That's true, because you have to remember that all over Northern Ireland, people have been saying at 10:30, oh, we need another 3 minutes of Andrew Marr. Please, another 3 minutes. And Nolan quite rightly granted them that privilege.
I don't know what he does, but he gets people on there, and maybe he gets 2 or 3 on the phone at one time, and they're all shouting at other, he must be asleep or something. He doesn't seem to interfere in any way. It just keeps going on. A real hoo-ha, idiots shouting at each other down the phone. I don't think...
Yeah, but he is there to make the idiots shout at one another, and then he just sits there and says nothing, and then wait until they get all tired, and then he takes all the money and goes home.
Exactly.
That's what we do. Anyway, I'm sorry this has upset you, and I'll try my best to have a word in his shell-like ear. I'll tell him not to do it again, because it's upsetting the listeners. Okay?
There you are. Thanks, Gerry.
Not
Cheers.
at all. It's a pleasure.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.
The other person.
Turn it on.
I love this. It's called Satellite Radio by Steve Earle. Haven't heard it for a while. On the subject of people hogging the airwaves. But I'm tolerant.
Top of my shift, frog in my throat, sleep in my eyes. Starting to drift, cup of hot Joe, checking the sky. Never can tell, making my list, checking it twice. Fasten my belt, flipping my switch, checking
Steve Earle, Satellite Radio. Here's why we're here. Please mention... What? I've been handed things. Could I please ask you to mention to your listeners if anyone found a gold and silver earring, which was a Christmas gift which my wife lost somewhere on the towpath between New Forge Lane and Lockview Road when we went out for a walk yesterday afternoon. She's very upset about the loss. A gold and silver earring lost between New Forge Lane and Lockview Road. I'm not quite sure where that is, but I'm sure you people know out there. There was a lot of people out on the day, families and children, escaping from the remains of their turkey, and it is possible that somebody picked it up. I'd be very grateful if you could find the time to ask at some stage during the show. Also, I have to say, a lot of people commenting about that programme documentary on yesterday about Kieran Gribben. Not because I had anything to do with it, but they were very, very pleased to hear that he's done so well. And did you get an opportunity to hear that? No. No. But it was a very interesting story and very good, and a lot of people were very glad that one of our own has kind of, after a lot of hard work, eventually came to do something really special, and it was good. Not
it's
because
all right for you. You can sort of sit back at, 12 o'clock and put your feet up and, file your nails, as it were.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
I've got another programme to prepare for. I don't have time to sit and listen to an hour-long documentary. I just go from one station to another. I never stop. There's some complaints there for next year.
Receiving Gerry on FM, but not on digital in Grimsport.
There you are.
Okay. There you are.
I told you, we're receiving calls saying people can't hear you.
Why am I not getting a Radio Ulster digital signal in Newtonabbey?
There's Ken.
Ken might be finished his breakfast by now. Maybe you should go down. Maybe you should alert him. Has he got a pager in the middle of his fried egg? Is there something wrong with the digital version of Radio Ulster? I was listening to it until about 10 minutes ago, then it stopped. The on-screen message says the station's not available.
See?
Mary Peters was at Munich.
So?
Come on, Moss Chops, play some Kings of Leon, preferably cold dessert for a fellow rocker. Well, I like Kings of Leon, but maybe not today because I don't have anything with me. These are messages to prove that I do look at the texts. A belated New Year turkey neck. Tell Eyebrows Coil to call his show the best show on Radio 4. But see, that would be a lie.
No, it wouldn't.
Hi, Gerry. Big fan of Kieran Gribben, a.k.a. Joe Echo, just from hearing his music on your programme. Thing is, I can't find the track you played, The Heart That Knows Desire, anywhere. Can you help me? Oh, I think I used to have that. Gerry, all the men in...
What?
Is that the one you wouldn't read?
No.
Is that not the one you wouldn't read?
No, the one I wouldn't read, we didn't send it to you.
Which one is that?
I didn't send it to you.
Well, what was it about?
I'm not telling you.
Go on.
Janet read it.
Go on.
No.
Well, tell me, what was the subject matter? You can tell me what area it's in. Is it anything to do with...
It's about the handover.
The handover?
Yes.
Does it call it something else other than a handover?
No, I'm not going there.
Yeah. What could this be? So you don't know what it is then. Well, why can I not drag it out of you? You see, this is what we don't want here. We don't want any kind of censorship. I mean, the people speak and the people should be heard to speak. But you see, some of the people speak in ways that we don't want to be heard.
I enjoyed last night for a strange reason. I enjoyed lying listening to the wind last night. I normally don't like the wind. It normally frightens me. But I enjoyed the wind and the rain last night.
You know, that's a very primitive part of you that kicked in last night. You know, many, many years ago, when man was not as sophisticated as he is today, when he climbed down from the trees and decided to live in caves, and in mortal fear of the saber-toothed tiger, which wasn't around at the time, but we'll say that anyway, and the various wolverines and all kinds of wildlife that was outside threatening him. Sometimes a man would lay in a cave at night and hear the wind whistle and know that the weather was so bad that not even the predators were out. And this is one of the reasons why a person feels a sense of safeness when the wind is bad, because he knows that he's safe, because nothing is going to come and take him away and eat him. See, that's what you thought. You don't realise that.
I didn't.
Did you realise that?
No, I thought about the wheelie bin.
That it might topple.
Aye. I thought all those wheelie bins will be... the whole road will be an awful mess in the morning. And then I thought the birds are coming and they'll drag things up and down the street and it's going to be awful. And my wife and I'll have to go out and tidy up everything and put
Why don't
all
you
of
just tidy up your own wheelie bin? Leave
No,
the
you
other
have to
people's wheelie
you
bins
have to do
alone.
your neighbours as well.
But that's weather like that's like a bonanza for the birds. The birds love that. Look at all the chips they'll be eating. Look at all the pieces of McDonald's.
They were all toppled this morning, though they're empty. They were toppled, so I fixed them all up and put them on a nice neat line in our street.
You're the only voluntary member of the council that's working today. And do you know what I think? I think you should be given the recognition that you deserve. I think you should be given an OBE.
I don't like them scattered all willy-nilly. I like them on a nice neat line.
I'm going to lobby the Queen for you.
On 92 to 95 FM,
and 1341 medium wave.
this is BBC Radio Ulster.
BBC News at 11 o'clock. I'm Anne-Marie Foster. Strong winds have been battering Northern Ireland with gusts of up to 90 miles per hour. Many roads have been blocked by fallen trees. Some buildings have also been damaged. The East Belfast home of DUP councillor Gavin Robinson felt the brunt of the early morning gusts.
I suppose like many people, I didn't get much sleep last night because of the wind, but at about 6 o'clock there was an almighty crash and shudder in the building, and we looked outside. The chimney stack had fallen and smashed on the ground. We had to make sure that the building was structurally secure and that no more would fall off.
US officials have received transcripts of interviews that former IRA member Dolores Price gave to an oral history project at Boston College. It follows ongoing legal action in the United States on behalf of British authorities who want the material. Former Loyalist prisoner and politician William Plum Smith is one of those who's contributed to the project. He says the legal action threatens educational opportunities for future generations.
There's a weighted principle here that how can we get people to talk about the past and learn from the past for future generations if they're constantly under the threat of prosecution. It means that people will not participate in educational programs or educational projects. And some of the best universities in the world are coming to us on a regular basis, on a weekly basis. There's a big demand to talk to the ex-combatants and ex-prisoners. Yep.
Investigations are underway to find out why a man who killed himself and 3 others in County Durham on New Year's Day was allowed to keep guns. Michael Atherton shot his partner, her sister and her niece at a house near Peterlee. Police were told 3 years ago that Atherton was threatening to harm himself, but his gun licences weren't revoked. Sport now, here's Michael McNamee.
Northern Ireland's record scorer David Healy says he wants more match time with Rangers after getting his first goal for nearly a year in a 3-0 defeat of Motherwell yesterday. Healy is now Rangers' only fit striker after his Northern Ireland teammate Kyle Lafferty was carried off with a hamstring problem which could rule him out for 5 weeks. Republic of Ireland captain Robbie Keane is being linked with a loan move to Aston Villa. Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger says the refereeing of Lee Probert in their 2-1 defeat at Fulham was ridiculous. Tonight Manchester City can go 3 points clear at the top of the Barclays Premier League by beating Liverpool. And in ice hockey's Elite League, the Belfast Giants came from a goal down to win 4-1 at Dundee.
And the weather forecast with Barra Best.
A very windy and at times blustery day with outbreaks of rain from the west. An amber warning, which means to be prepared, is active. We can expect very strong gales during the first part of the day, especially in more northern areas. As a result, there is some disruption to travel and there is the potential for some structural damage. Otherwise, there'll be some bright and sunny spells with highs of 5 degrees. Windy this evening and overnight with more wet weather from the west.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
The Shore Road in Belfast is closed in both directions at its junction with Grays Lane at Greencastle. This is because of a police investigation. Translink say metro services in the area will be diverted. A new row in Coleraine remains closed to both vehicles and pedestrians because of falling debris. Police are advising drivers to continue to use caution today as many roads across the country remain closed or blocked because of fallen trees. At the seaports, a reminder that the Rathlin ferry is cancelled until further notice, and all sailings from Larne and from Cairnryan are also cancelled because of the weather. P&O are advising passengers to travel on another day. However, if arriving at the port today, passengers can expect long delays. And at George Best Belfast City Airport, the 12:15 arrival from Glasgow has been cancelled, while the 12:30 arrival from London Heathrow is now expected at 1 o'clock. While at Belfast International Airport, the 5:11 arrival from London Heathrow has been delayed until 1:55. Elaine Sutherland reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
On Talkback with Wendy Austin today, it's Titanic year. Cove's already cracking on with its commemoration. Says the maiden voyage started from there. Is it time to tell him, get your tanks off our lawn? As Dolores Price's documents are handed over by Boston College, does this spell the end to confidential recollections of the Troubles? Call us on that at 12 or tweet now. Wendy talks back. Mend it, not end it. That's what a senior judge says about marriage on the day that most file for divorce. Is he right? And hammer throwers of Ireland of the 30s. Why did Hitler think they were so special? We'll find out why on Talkback at 12.
When I die and they lay me to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best. When I lay me down to die, gonna go up to the spirit in the sky. Going up to the spirit in the sky. That's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and they lay me to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best. Prepare yourself, you know it's a must. So you know that when you die, he's gonna recommend you to the spirit in the sky. Gonna recommend you to the spirit in the sky. That's where you're gonna go when you die. When you die and they lay you to rest, you're gonna go to the place that's the best. Never been a sinner, never sinned. I got a friend in Jesus. So you know that when I die, he's gonna set me up with the spirit in the sky. Oh, set me up with the spirit in the sky. That's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the best. Go to the place that's the best.
Poor William Shatner is in trouble. A little career advice, perhaps.
Earth below us, drifting, falling, floating, weightless, calling home.
Taxi for Shatner. Played this the other day. People wanted to hear it
I met
again.
him on the cliffs of Twin Rocks, Oregon. He was sitting on his bedroll looking just like Richard Brodigan. I thought he was an old man. He wasn't but 37. He said he'd been riding trains for 15 years and drawing portraits to keep his belly full of beer. And it looked to me like he died and missed the plane to heaven. But he's a nice old guy for a younger man. He had a bottle of Mad Dog he held in his hand, waved around a lot to make his point. And I listened as he told his tales of wine and women and county jails. And we finished off that bottle and smoked a half a joint. And he said, I came here to watch the sun disappear into the ocean, 'cause it's been years since I smelled the salty sea. He turned this bottle up and down. I saw him lost and I saw him found. And he said, I don't know what I've been looking for. Maybe me. Well, I told him I too had been traveling around, living out of my van from town to town, and playing for tips and whatever records I could move. I said, I don't reckon I'll be making it big. You know, it's hard to get rich off of tour coffeehouse gigs. He said, yeah, but ain't it a blessing to do what you want to do? I told him, yeah, I pulled off here to watch the sun disappear into the ocean, 'cause it's been years since I smelled the salty sea. And he turned his bottle up and down, and he saw me lost and he saw me found. And he said, I don't know what I've been looking for. Maybe me. I said it's getting kind of late. I better be heading down the interstate. Can I give you a lift to San Francisco Bay? He said, nope, I think I'm just gonna sit here and rest and maybe wait on the Tokyo, Montana Express. I might just lay here and dream my life away. I'm gonna sit right here, I'm gonna watch the sun disappear into the ocean, 'cause it's been years, it's been years. I'm gonna turn my bottle up and down. You can see me lost and you can see me found. Well, I met him on the cliffs of Twin Rocks, Oregon. He was sitting on his bedroll looking just like Richard Brodigan. Just like him.
What a great song. That's Sean Mullins, SHAWNMULLINS. Bit of Irish, I would say, in him. And that's a song called Twin Rocks, Oregon, from his album from a few years ago, which is called Soul's Core. Absolutely brilliant. Do you hear what he mentions there? He mentions a bottle of Mad Dog.
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
I haven't a clue.
No, seriously.
No, I don't.
I used to drink that, you know.
Is it a beer?
No, it's wine. It's called Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah.
I used to drink that in America. I shouldn't. I'm not boasting about this. God love Janet.
Yeah, no.
Another
Someone has found vouchers at the back of Castle Court in Belfast. They're those sort of love to shop vouchers or some sort of vouchers.
I see you're well equipped with the knowledge to bring that item forward.
Will you tell me what they are?
I don't know. What have they told you?
Love to shop vouchers.
Love to shop vouchers.
Love to shop.
Love to shop vouchers.
I
don't know what they are. But did you ever... Americans drink some very interesting drinks, you know, and I don't know if you realise that or not. Mad Dog 2020 is a kind of like... Do you know when you started... Maybe we shouldn't talk about drink, but it's important that people know how we live. Whenever you started drinking, you know, what age were you, about 16 or 17? 18 maybe?
No, I waited until the law allowed it.
21 then.
No, well, I was allowed to drink. The law allowed.
The policeman come and knock at your door saying, "Sean, you can drink now."
No, I wouldn't until I was past my 18th.
Did you go down to the police station and ask him if it was okay?
No, I wouldn't until it was after.
May I drink now, officer?
Go ahead there, you're all right. Drink away there, but not to excess now, not to excess.
No.
What did you drink first? No, I'm not slagging you now. Don't think you think the worst of me. This is the new me. This is the new me that's curious about you. That's not looking for an opening to give you a hard time. This is a man who wants to know. I want you to share stuff with me. What was the first thing that you drank? Probably around the back lane, that kind of thing.
It was.
But tell me what it was. I'll tell you what I drank.
I'm going to tell you if
give you a chance.
Yes, I could answer your question. All right.
Let me guess.
Right.
VP.
No.
King's Chancellor.
No.
QC.
No.
Veeps.
No.
What? Beer?
Yeah.
Beer?
Yeah.
You ran a back lane and drank beer?
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
It was either I'm torn between.
There's Ken, look, his breakfast finished.
Ken just handed me a piece of paper.
Piece in our time.
A piece of paper. And
here.
Hitler shall withdraw from the Sudetenland. Will not invade Poland.
What does that say there?
What's it say?
Oh, I know. See, what's the paper?
It's triangular. It's a triangular note.
PMD Magnetics or something, wherever he was. I don't know.
Was he down there?
Well, anyway, digital radios are back on, it says.
You could make an airplane out of that. Where did he get that?
I don't know.
He's coming in here, is he? Is he coming in here?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Digital radios are back. Anyway.
You drank beer. What did you drink? Harp?
It was either a bottle of Harp or a bottle of Carolyn Black Label.
And you could down a back lane and drink that, don't you?
Yeah.
I used to drink QC, Queen's Counsellor wine, bottle of wine. Do all that stuff. Of course, our children listening do not do this. But in America, I used to drink Mad Dog 2020. It was great. It's fortified wine and very, very strong. And do you know what I drink as well? I drank there for a while. Jeremiah Weed. Did you ever hear of Jeremiah Weed?
I heard of it.
Jeremiah Weed is what I found out about it. I'm not advertising this because you can't get it here. There's only certain places in America you can get this. It's the strongest thing I've ever found. And do you know who used to drink it? The Top Gun guys. The people who used to, the test pilots in Edwards Air Force Base. They used to drink
I thought you
this.
meant Jesse James.
No.
Oh, Top Gun.
Well.
Jesse James and Wild Bill Hickok and boys like that.
No. Tom Cruise in the movie. But they
they
weren't called the Top Gun guys. I'm calling them Top Gun guys because that's what you would know if I mentioned Top Gun guys that you'd think of. Those are the guys in Edwards Air Force Base who used to test supersonic jets. The people who were chosen to be astronauts after that, but the good pilots wouldn't be astronauts because they didn't want to be put in a can. They used to call it spam in a can. All the good pilots wouldn't be an astronaut. All the boys who were no good became astronauts because they just wanted the glory. All the pilots, they said no because you can't fly the thing. They didn't want to be put in a space capsule because you just sit there. Spam in a can, they used to call it. Spam in a can. That's what you were like. You're just like a monkey. Anyway, they used to drink this stuff because it was so strong that you got an immediate buzz, but no hangover the next day because you couldn't use any mixers in it. I used to have give you a wee drop. I have a drop of it in the house. It'll drive you completely insane. You'll put your bottle of beer behind you. Anyway, we urge children not to drink this Jeremiah Weed because it'll turn you into an 18-year-old. Anyway,
Anthony's waiting for you.
Anthony?
Well,
where is he?
He's in Dundalk.
Is he? Yeah. God love him. Is he on one or two?
Yeah, one.
I didn't. That's what I meant, really. Hello, Anthony. How are you?
Me?
County Louth.
County Louth, yes.
How are you?
Well, Cumberman.
Cumberman displaced.
The what?
A Cumberman displaced.
Yeah, there's not many Cumber people in Dundalk.
I would say you're probably the only one.
I am the only one.
Well, how do they treat you down there?
Yes, oh, great. I'm 20 years here and I wouldn't I wouldn't leave it, Gerry.
Absolutely. Okay.
But I like listening to you and Sean.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
Does he ever play golf at Scrabble Golf Club?
I'll just ask him that.
No, I've never had the pleasure.
Well, that is one place you have to go.
Yeah, so I believe.
Make that your New Year's resolution, Sean.
Would you not lose your ball over the cliff?
Well, you need one leg shorter than the other.
Mm-hmm.
You need sort of like a half leg, to...
Do you get a chance to play there every now and again?
No, well, I did. I used to, but my brother's a member, so if Sean wants signed in, he'll sign him in.
Oh, decent. Good.
Listen to me talking about golf.
Yes,
Listen to me.
This is the new you, but...
I know.
This is the new Gerry Anderson talking about golf, the new, more tolerant Gerry Anderson.
There was a time when I would have snorted and dismissed him.
Is that your New Year's resolution?
Yes, notice how I'm listening.
That's good.
Well, tell me, do you enjoy a 4-ball?
Sorry?
Do you enjoy a 4-ball?
Is that rude?
No, no, it's not.
See, no, it's not.
Is that right? What I said?
There's nothing wrong with that, Gerry. That's perfectly.
He doesn't know what I'm talking about.
He doesn't play golf.
He's not.
Sure.
You're not a golf. You're not a golfer then.
I'm only joking. Yes.
You see, we caught him out.
Yeah, every Friday afternoon we used to leave work and go and play
a 4-ball. Yeah.
And make ages of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, are you nostalgic for the north at all, or do you get home? I mean, it's not too far away.
Oh no, I get home now and again.
Anyway, is there anything we can do for you in particular apart from pretend to be a golfer?
Yes, funny. I was at the Scrabble Golf Club a couple of weeks ago for my Christmas dinner.
Yes.
And that's the nearest I got to playing golf.
How exciting.
Very excited.
Thank you for sharing that with us. I wasn't at Scrabble Golf Club for my Christmas dinner, but, I don't tell everybody. Anyway, I hope you had a nice Christmas, did you? Look, see, I'm starting to get nasty. Did you see that?
No, it's all right.
See me starting to get nasty? It's my natural, state.
You're going back to your
I'm
old
starting.
ways,
I'm starting to revert.
No, it'll be all right when Tony gets to what he wants to talk to you
But see,
about.
I'd love to know what he wants.
That's what I.
I can't remember now what it was. Oh yes, yes. I got a phone call from.
You have a
the
story
local...
to tell, Tony.
He's telling it. Will you listen to him?
Janet told me.
I know, but listen to him telling it. Go ahead.
Sorry.
I got a phone call from the local radio station this morning.
Yes.
It's an early station. It was 6 to 9 o'clock.
Can't be having that.
You'd be in your bed at that time, Gerry. Anyway, to tell me that they were trying to get in touch with me 2 weeks ago when I was in Scrabble Golf Club to tell me that I'd won a television, a 42-inch television, a new Sky, what do you call it, Skybox.
Yeah. Yeah, congratulations, yeah.
No.
Is that it?
They were trying to get in touch with me and they couldn't get in touch with me. They were saying, where the hell were you?
Uh-huh.
And what did you tell them?
I missed out on.
You told them you were in Scrabble having your lunch?
Yeah.
Is that it?
That was it.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for that.
That's very exciting, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Well, tell me this and tell me no more. Is it too late for you to claim the TV?
Yeah, it's too late.
Oh, it's too late?
You see, that's the story.
Ah,
thereby hangs the rub.
That's hitful.
You'll enjoy that, won't you, Gerry?
No, I wouldn't enjoy seeing a man deprived of a
you'll have a
42-inch
good
TV in the
laugh
Sky Job. No, I'm not having a laugh at that at all. No, that's cool. Well, you're taking it very well, taking it like a man.
Ah, well, sure. That's life, isn't it?
Indeed. It's not a rehearsal. This is the real thing. All right, then. Sorry to hear your news, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, yes.
Many of the listeners are gripped by that. Thank you very much.
Okay.
God bless you.
God bless. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. See, I'm turning nasty again.
No,
you can see it. You can see it happening in front of me.
There mustn't be a lot to do in Dundalk.
I would say not. Activities are scarce. Here's a song that you may not have heard before. I certainly didn't hear it before. And he's a friend of mine. This is Chris Christopherson. Please Don't Tell Me.
This may be our last good night together.
My friend Chris.
We may never pass this way.
So, the past at P got us, Chris.
Okay, man. Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
We may never mash this way again. Okay, man, kick your phone.
See, this is how they make records. It's the way people talk to each other.
Yeah.
Stop them. Go ahead, try it again. They should release records like that. This is a demo, just.
This may be our last good night together. We may never pass this way again. Just let me enjoy it till it's over or forever. Please don't tell me how the story ends.
He sounds like he has drink taken.
See the way our shadows come together, softer than your fingers on my skin. Someday these may be all we remember of each other. Please don't tell me how the story ends. Never's just the echo of forever. Lonesome as the love that might have been. Let me go on loving and believing till it's over. Please don't tell me how the story ends. Oh, no, please don't tell me how the story ends.
And yes, inevitably, many requests for this. Get out your Ulster Scots dictionary for consultation.
Marijuana, some do dope, that's what you do just to cope. Some do ecstasy or cocaine, that's what they do to lose their brain. But no, not us, where we come from. We just do the lambeg drum, the lambeg drum, the lambeg drum. We just do the lambeg drum. Their facts, hallucinations just for kicks. Some do tabs to get up high, and some do jobs to reach the sky. But no, not us, we come from. We just do the lambeg drum, the lambeg drum, the lambeg drum. We just do the lambeg drum. Vodka, wine or whiskey to get them feeling fine or frisky. Some run for miles to escape and jump up and down to get in shape. No, not us, where we come from. We just do the lambeg drum, the lambeg drum, the lambeg drum. We just do the lambeg drum. Levitation, do transcendental meditation. Some zoom off and rocket ships, and round the orbit do their trips. But no, not us where we come from. We just do the lambeg drum, the lambeg drum, the lambeg drum. We just do the lambeg drum. Some folk roar and some folk run to tell all the people what they want. Some folk run and some folk run.
That's Willie Drennan. That's from an album called Journey to Orion. Willie Drennan, Wired Up. That's a track called Lambeg Rant Rap. And people were asking me where they could get that. There's a website which is www.theulsterfolk.com. The Ulsterfolk is a magazine which I think Willie does. www.theulsterfolk.com. There we are. You can get that there. Great show yesterday. A great show which spurred on an old codger who for the past week had been trying to climb the 9 steps leading to the office of Trusses R Us, makers of surgical appliances since 1862. I hope they're not going to close down, like all the rest. A small step for a man, he croaked. A giant leap for a man with multiple hernias. Buttermilk and boulevards, croaked the old wrinkly as he donned an oxygen mask and prepared to make the hazardous descent back down the 9 steps. I was fast asleep when Tommy, my cat, woke me with a piercing scream of "Help!" I leapt out of the bed like a wayward husband. "Fire! Police! Ambulance!" I shrieked as I bounded down the stairs like Stephen Nolan on a helter-skelter. A horrible sight met my eyes. There lay Tommy, buried alive, under an avalanche of holiday brochures. "Tommy," I said, "don't you dare die on me." As I removed some quite reasonable offers of holidays in the Seychelles and Desert Martin with my bare hands, I found Tommy lying pale and still under a special offer for self-catering holidays in Sharm el-Sheikh. "Tommy," I cried, "speak to me if you're dead. Blink your eyes." "My leg," yelled Tommy. "My leg is trapped under a Blackpool family holiday for only $1.99. "That's very reasonable," I panted, as I grasped the brochure with both hands and rolled it off Tommy's leg. As I bent to give him the kiss of life, the rescued feline leapt to his feet, yelling, "I'm all right, don't come near me." I wasn't satisfied, so I put on a CD of Bosco O'Donnell singing Father O'Flynn at high speed and made Tommy river dance in the corner for 3 hours to make sure he was okay. I stopped Pamela Ballantyne coming out of a newsagent with a copy of Woman's Own Busts under her arm and asked how Playboy and jet-setter Frank Mitchell had got over the Christmas holidays. "Ah, you know Frank," laughed Pamela. "Nothing bothers him. We call him Mr. Cool back in UTV. We were joined by Tara Mills, who was taking Jim Fitzpatrick for a walk. Whilst Jim sniffed a lamppost, blonde Tara wiped her nose with a perfumed tissue and said, "I don't know why, but every time I see Frank Mitchell I think of Mr. Bojangles. I want to dance." "Funny you should say that," said Paul Clark, with a pound of special mints sticking out of his pocket. "Every time I see Frank Mitchell I think of Mr. Bowlegs. I want to laugh." "Oh, you're awful, Paul," giggled Tara. "Isn't he awful, Pamela?" "Don't be awful, Paul," said Pamela. "I am awful, Pamela," said Paul. "Frank, after all, is our colleague." "Village Egypt," laughed Paul. I left him bent over laughing. I don't see anything funny about pouring scorn and distasteful derision on a national treasure, which is what Frank is. People don't understand how much people love Frank. I love Frank. I love Frank when he doesn't tell you the weather.
No, I love it when he tells you he's going to tell you the place twice. I'll name that place, and then he tells you I'll name that place. He tells you twice he's going to name it.
Yeah, well, see, Hugo does that. Hugo says everything twice. "Hello, hello! How you doing, how you doing? Who's that old fella, who's that old fella? Is that your husband, is that your husband? What age is he, what age is he? 90, 90. You may as well keep him now, you may as well keep him now. The phones are jammed."
You're hateful. Now you've gone back to your old
I
ways.
see that.
You've gone back to old bad Gerry.
5 minutes.
Old bad boy.
Old bad boy.
Yeah.
Good
good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck. God bless, God bless, God bless, good luck, good luck, God bless, God bless, good luck, good luck, good luck.
Who's
The
that?
digger, 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 digger.
Is that Paul Casey?
JCB, dogger, digger, digger, digger. I'm back, I'm back. The real me is back. Who do you think it is?
I love that intro.
I know, that's why I'm not letting you hear it.
I know.
The digger driver, the digger driver.
Is it Paul Casey?
Keep her lit, keep her lit. Flash your lights, flash your lights.
Different planet now, and it's still round, but it don't feel right. Somehow it's a different planet now, but we've gone and changed it forever. See, my neighbor's got a different view. Oh, my sister, live under the same sky as you. I'm not pointing my finger to blame. All I'm trying to say is that we're all just the same. It's a different planet now, and it's still round, but it don't feel right. Somehow it's a different planet now, but we've gone, changed it forever. Yeah, but baby, we changed it for the good. Oh, we just gotta see all the reasons why we should try to learn from the past. There's no stopping now, it's all moving too fast. It's a different planet now, and it's still round, but it don't feel right. Somehow it's a different planet now, but we've gone, changed it forever. It's as crazy for me as it is for you. Where do we go now? What is there left to do? Our father's dreams lie in shame. For our children, make sure we don't do it all again. It's a different planet now, and it's still round, but it don't feel right. Somehow it's a different planet now, but we've gone, changed it forever. Trenches down to our children's schools. Great silver birds are now weapons of the sky. Are we trying to live, or are we just feeling to survive? It's a different planet now, and it's still round, but it don't feel right. Somehow it's a different planet now, but we've gone, changed it forever. Lord, it's a different planet now, and it's still round, but it don't feel right. Somehow it's a different planet now, but we've gone, changed it forever.
different planet now. Still around. I don't feel right somehow.
That's Paul Casey, of course. That's a song called Different Planet Now from his new wonderful album, which is called Big World. That's a small child. Continuing at the end of that, it's Paul's son. So windy in Ballynahinch on the mountain road that a hen has laid the same egg 3 times.
That's windy. That is windy.
Groundhog Day for poultry.
Happy 40th birthday to Robert McKee, who works in Scots in Mahara. And this is from Roma.
Very well done.
Yeah.
I thought that was very professional.
Yeah.
Have courage and read out.
Billy?
You didn't send me in the email the filthy one.
No.
Why did you not send it to me? Do you not believe that I've got the common sense not to read it if it's so bad? You're keeping things from me again. I told you about this before.
Oh, we have read it in here.
I know, but I haven't read it. I don't know what it is.
We had the undertone tittered at it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Well, can I have an opportunity to titter at it too?
After the programme.
No, after the programme. I want to see it now.
No.
No. I want to see it now.
You don't read text messages.
Look at me reading them now. I want to see this.
No, all right.
I want it. Send it in to me.
All right.
Okay, now.
All right.
Oh, Gerry,
what about Billy?
Have courage and read it out. It'll make everyone happy in Coal Island.
Sure no, that's the other one. That's not that one.
Oh, that's the other one, yeah.
The one about Coal Island, the men on Coal Island.
Stop it. I read that one, yeah.
No, you didn't. You stopped halfway
I read it myself. The difference is that
Yes.
I will decide if I read it or not. I don't want you to decide what I read or not. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's okay then.
No, a little half now.
No. That's fine. And if that's the agreement, if I'm happy with that. That arrangement. That's good.
Just send me in all the material, right?
Yes,
Do not censor any of it.
We will. Yes, we will. We'll send it in to you.
Don't mean send me in things that would make me feel bad.
No, we're sending you everything. Everything. All right?
I could watch on
every text message we're sending.
Well, that's what I want to say.
Is that the way it is?
Yes, that's the way it is. Every text message that comes
and if you go on a downer, it's your fault.
It is my fault because I can take it because the new me can handle criticism.
Because a lot of the text messages are less than complimentary to you.
I know that already.
We keep them from you.
There's a man who describes himself as a distraught Fenian. And he says, I like William Shatner. Gerry, thank you for reading out my Joe Echo request. Still none the wiser. Do you have a spare copy of the song The Heart That Knows No Desire? I think I might have. I'll have a look at that. Can you please read out the tracks on the William Shatner CD? No, I don't think the people should hear that.
Do you know you've got a habit of touching your nose?
Yes, I have.
Yes. What is that?
Because it's full of snotters. Please play A Place at the Table by Diane Greer. That's a nice song, that. Great music today, Gerry.
I did ask.
Happy New Year. You shouldn't ask. Don't ask. Great music
today. Do you remember when you were younger? Do you remember when you were a wee boy?
The 11?
No. Rubbing your nose was a sign of worms.
No, do you remember
picking your nose and rubbing your nose? You must have worms.
Do you remember the 11?
We know the 11. Stop.
No, you don't.
We do.
You don't know the 11.
You've talked about it 100 times in this programme.
Great music. It's the 11 that used to get in the bottom of your nose.
What about Billy?
I used to get a 13. I was accomplished. Happy New Year to you at Radio Foyle, says Sandra Buchanan from Stoke City. Thank you, Sandra. How can you find out if the Czech credit union is open? Well, did you know this? You're in the credit union, aren't you? They never tell you when they're opening or not.
They close on a Wednesday.
No, but over the Christmas period, they never tell you when they're opening. You have to go over and look at the window to see if it's open or not.
No, we're direct debit. You see?
That story Anderson is spreading about Top Gun drink is the same bottle he was supposed to send to Geordie. That's right. I had a bottle of that I was supposed to send to Geordie, but I realised it was too good for him. A happy New Year to Anderson and company from Spain. You'll be glad to hear that we are receiving you loud and clear in Alcudia. And this man sends me a photograph of what it is like in Alcudia today.
Was that Alcudia, Janet?
I don't think so.
No.
What do you mean? Are you asking Janet if you were ever in Alcudia?
Yeah. Janet has sent me on several holidays, And Alcudia could
You
have been
know
one
what you
of
should
them.
do next time going on holiday? Find out where you are when you go there and then write it down. You'll be glad to
I
hear
couldn't
that.
tell you where I was last year.
I know, you don't know.
What do you say? No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Try and
You were in Spain somewhere.
I'm really going to try and remember the name of it. It was a short name. It wasn't the place where we went the year before. It was a place beside the place we went the year before. And the place we went the year before, it had an elevator which took you down onto the beach. And it was Al Pacino.
Al Pacino, yeah, he's been in some great movies.
Janet was whispering to me where it was. Where was that?
Albufeira.
Albufeira. But I didn't go to Albufeira this time. I went.
Did
to
you
the
fly
place-
into Faro?
Yes.
Right. Stop this now. I listen regularly to your show on my walk with the dog, and he sends me a photograph of what is like in Alcudia and Mallorca today. Mallorca, sorry. And the sun is shining, not a cloud in the sky. I used to... Stop whispering like that. It makes me nervous. I used to drink Mad Dog when I was 18. It's terrible stuff. Do they still sell it? I haven't seen that in the shop for a long time. It sends you a wee bit funny. It does. That's why people drink it. I saw sense in the end. If you go to an off-license in the town, I think you'll still find it. Maybe you still will. Maybe perhaps can anybody tell me, can you still buy Mad Dog 2020?
What about Billy?
I never saw it here. I used to drink it in America. I never saw it here. Third attempt to say hello to Heather. Play anything you like for Heather and all the Watson and Murray families. Keep up the good work. That's from James. I'm not quite sure where James is, but I think he's somewhere foreign. A miniature Yorkshire Terrier is missing from Moy, County Tyrone on New Year's Eve. Please contact the programme. Good morning, said Claire from London Town. She refers to a particular song. I don't know. Why do I like that song, she says. I know I shouldn't, but I do. That's the problem with you. I would imagine it could well be William Shatner. See, what happens is people listen to this programme and they hear things they never heard before. And they hear things that are so abominable and so horrible that they say, what is this? And then they end up liking them. And this is what's wrong, you see. This is what's wrong. People don't realise that there's all kinds of things that... Ask Gerry, where can the Long Beg Drum be downloaded from? It's not on iTunes. Is it not? Oh, dear, dear. But you can use that email address or that website, www.the... What is it? I'll give it to you before I go. It's the website is www.theulsterfolk.com or myspace.com/Willie Drennan, WILLIEDRENNAN. MySpace, you'll probably get it off that. I'm not quite sure. Anyway,
Your friend in Ballyclare has it.
My friend in Ballyclare. Bert McCormick?
Yeah.
Has got what?
The Lambeg Drum.
Has he? Willie's album, Welcome to... Journey to Orion. He's got that, has he?
Yeah.
There we are. Bert McCormick and Ballyclare. Look him up in the book. And have you not got Bert's number there?
No.
That would be too much to ask. Is there someone on the line here?
Billy.
Hello, Billy.
Hello.
Yes, Billy, how are you today?
Very well, Gerry. Thank you very much. And how's Sean as well?
I don't care.
You don't care. Of course, you never do. Anyway, I thought I'd give you a call because an incident happened this morning that reminded me of the abilities of my wee dog. I have a problem with athlete's foot, mostly on my left foot. And sometimes when I'm sitting in the house, the wee dog will come along and he start to paw at my foot.
Yeah.
To take my shoe off. And he pulls my shoe off, and then he grab the end of my sock, and then he'll pull the sock right off, and then he'll start to lick around my feet, my toes, and that is a dead giveaway that my athlete's foot has returned. So I immediately run up the stairs, get the Mysol powder, put it on, put the cream on, and I have actually caught it then in the bud, and never actually fully develops. So I thought it would be interesting for your listeners to know that there are dogs out there, sniffer dogs, who do more than just explosives and drugs. My dog is actually an aid to medical science.
What a charming dog you have. It'll only lick your foot if it's infected.
Well, this is it. I mean, it tells me that I have a problem with athlete's foot. And before the problem really gets too bad, I can treat it. Now, I'm sure there's other dogs that could maybe sniff out gallstones or something like that. You know, think of where this could go.
The possibilities are endless. There could be a ringworm dog.
Exactly.
There could be a shingles.
To the doctor, you go down to the kennels.
Yeah, give me that shingles dog, please. You could have a pen full of different dogs that specialise in different complaints.
Well, that's what I was thinking of.
John, you could get a vertigo dog.
I remember when we were young, we believed that if you got a cut when you fell and you cut your knee, and if you got your dog to lick your knee, it cured it quicker.
Exactly, yes.
Well, you
Dogs
see,
have
if you
the abilities to heal things.
Well, you see, it's
But
not
it's
just
funny
it's
you
not,
should say that.
It's not just dogs, because I mean, one of the finest breakthroughs in medical science was, of course, the invention of penicillin, and
Well,
two
true.
things were discovered there. One of the things that were discovered was, do you know, mildew?
Yeah.
Well, people used to put
Yeah,
mildew
yeah,
on.
yeah,
Some of the elements of penicillin were in that. And also they have discovered that in human saliva, and I'm sure it's no different from the saliva belonging to the dogs, there's an element in that is a constituent part of penicillin. So there's always a grain of truth on all these old women's tales.
I have
Well,
discovered
my
something.
dog specialises in detecting rather than curing, you know.
Well, I was sitting, Billy, last night at home, and
at home.
Yes, and I was sitting with my legs crossed and one. You know,
it's always a bad sign.
No, and my two of my grandchildren had come in, and I was sitting there with my house slippers on. You see, and he's only 3.
The dog?
My grandson.
Oh,
older
sorry,
and he removed my slipper as a little joke, you see. He's playing with me, you see, taking Granda's slipper off, you see. And then he removed my sock.
He must have been reading the Bible.
I wondered, was he trying to tell me something?
He maybe wanted you to wash your feet.
He took my sock off.
I wonder, is there any relation to a Patterdale Terrier that I have?
I don't know.
Called Sydney?
If he starts to lick your
secure in
feet, stop him. All right, then. What an interesting theory. And indeed, members of the medical profession will be listening with jaws dropped open. at the
Well, I mean, it could
possibility
be
that
an
the animal...
inroad into that whole area. You
Yeah.
know, you could get a specialist dogs, for example, with their own clinics. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Vertigo dog for sale. One owner.
But I only
My
do,
vertigo's nearly away.
athletes' food. I have to say.
Only 4,000 miles up on the clock. Right, well, thank you for that. And long may your dog detect your alopecia. Oh, there'll be one, an
I
alopecia
don't have
dog.
alopecia.
You can sit on top of your head and you can pretend it's a wig. Anyway, that's
Thank you, Gerry. And by the way, just
Yes?
another thing. You mentioned about drinks that you used to drink.
Yes. Scrumpy.
When you were growing up,
Yeah.
the old drinks from the old days. Well, I used to drink Wee Willie, and I finished up with one. So be very careful what you drink.
Yes.
All the best, Dan.
Thank you for that. Isn't he lucky?
Drag myself out of my bed. Remember what my mother said. She said, you got one chance in this life, so don't go taking chances. So I chose a safe path in this life. I had the good job and I played the good wife. I never had much, so it would seem I just coasted along, never chasing my dreams. So I'll take this dream of mine, and I'm gonna live it every day. I'm gonna leave the past behind, and I don't care if this dream will ever pay. No, I don't care if this dream will ever pay. I felt like a bird in a cage. Couldn't be true to myself, had to make a wage. But it's in your blood, the man said. So follow your heart, not your head. So I'll take this dream of mine, and I'm gonna live it every day. I'm gonna leave the past behind, and I don't care if this dream will ever pay. So I had this dream of mine, and I said I'm gonna live it someday. But I'm just getting older now, but I can't let that stand in my way. No, I I won't let this dream slip away. So I'll take this dream of mine. I'm gonna live it every day. I'm gonna leave the past behind, and I don't care if this dream will ever pay. No, I don't care if this dream will ever pay. No, I don't care if this dream will ever pay.
Very good. That's singer-songwriter Emma Reid. That's a song called This Dream. All the gentlemen is on the line here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Gerry. What about you?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you today?
I'm not too bad. No, I listened with that gentleman I'm speaking about, his wee dog sniffing at his athlete's foot.
Yes, yes.
Well, I was speaking with Sean there, and I've got one batter. I have a wee shih tzu, Molly the colour, and
Yeah.
she sniffed out cancer in my leg.
What? Really?
She sniffed it out, boy.
And you had no idea there was anything wrong with your leg? Or?
I had a wee lump in my leg, and I would have sat of an evening, Gerry, and the wee dog would have jumped up and stood over my leg and growled.
Uh-huh.
And pawed, and I went to the doctor, and I found out I had a tumour in my leg.
Oh, my God. And did you get it removed? Are you okay now?
Oh, I am okay. I'm brilliant. National Health really looked after me, Gerry. That's 3 years ago now, and I am back to work and all the rest of it. But the wee dog would have stood at night, and the day that I was diagnosed, I'd come home, and it stood with two paws over the thing, and it stood, and I pawed at my leg and growled.
As if to disapprove of it. And
Sorry?
so the dog obviously disapproved of what it saw on your leg.
Yes, that's right. Because I couldn't go out and walk the dog. I think once I got my tumour removed, I was be able to walk the dog again.
And do you think you would have gone to see about that if it hadn't been for the dog's reaction?
I don't think I would have went, Gerry, just as quick.
Fantastic.
And only for that wee dog. It growled and it barked, and I actually went to another friend's house, and his dog did the same.
Oh my God. Well, there's a lesson there, isn't there? If
Gerry,
anybody,
that's
maybe,
the God's honest truth.
Yeah, maybe anybody
only,
out there.
Only for that wee dog, I would never went. It could have ended up it could have ended up far worse than what it did.
Oh, thanks for telling us about that, because maybe somebody at home, maybe a similar thing will happen to
If your
them.
dog starts, they say, Gerry, now that they're actually training dogs in Japan to sniff out bowel cancer. You go up and you breathe on the dog, and it can sniff out bowel cancer or lung cancer. So if your dog starts acting funny around you and growling and trying to paw at you, get yourself to the doctor right away.
Okay, thank you for that. That's a
Not
very
a problem, Gerry.
useful piece of advice. Thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Not a problem, Gerry. Enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye.
very much now. Bye-bye.
Bye. What about that, eh? What about that? We'll end up with C6 Steve, a sick bag Willie, as he's been christened on this programme. Very unfairly, I think.
You said jump, I said high. Exactly, you want me to jump to. And you said walk, I will walk to the end of the line and back to you. My name's Steve and I'm your walking man. Yes, I am. You said, boy, do you really love me? Well, I ain't got much words to say. Hey, let me write my answer down in the sand by the waves. Hey, my name is Steve and I'm your riding man. Yes, I am. My name's Steve and I'm your walking man. Yes, I am.
Stephen Nolan should adopt that as a theme tune and say, my name is Steve, I'm the eating man. I'm back to normal now, aren't I?
Yeah.
I missed me. I'm back as bad as I can be now. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time and I'll be better than ever.
Stay. I stashed my sleeping roll under your bed.